Hello everybody. A bit of an impromptu, impulsive video today. I didn't expect to film, but I have a small window and I thought, why don't I use that small window to talk to you? And I have a small selection of mail I got today that I thought I could go through with you as well. But first of all, we'll start with the kind of Techo Kaigi update of what I'm using at the minute for notebooks. I had an appendix at the start of the year and I haven't really written in that one. That was just an A5 stream of consciousness journal. But here I've got to show you my Hobonichi cousin, which you see all the time. My TN insert for notes. I don't know if I'll be able to show you the pages, but I can talk through what I put in that one. And then tiny field notes. I thought I could flip through the pocketbook for you today so that you can see that on the YouTube, because I think I filmed one reel about it but haven't really talked through, so I love an opportunity to talk through a notebook. So that is what you will see today, and some mail unboxing. I'm very excited about that. But yes, along with these 3 books I also have a personal sized Filofax where I record my dreams, my interests. I've got some of Megan Rhiannon's inserts in there, and so I write my dreams up on blue Filofax paper, and I also have addresses of pen pals in here, so hence why this one isn't on the internet much. But so I'm using the Filofax. Now is the opportunity to show you this. I'm very excited. I'll just check first page. It's only got my Instagram handle on it, so it doesn't have my address, thank God. But yes, I shall flip through. I started off with intentions, and this pocketbook has really become a mirror of the Hobonichi cousin, because I can show you. I also have intentions in here. So the plan was to make some mirror pages so that the books kind of link up in a way. And I've never been able to keep on top of more than one book at a time, I don't think, other than when I was using a traveller's notebook and had my Hobonichi weeks and traveller's notebook, and they would all be in the same cover. But I've found that linking the books back together is a really nice way to keep them in the loop, and you don't feel like you're betraying a book almost, if that makes any sense. So I've got my intentions. I also have a Fiona Apple album cover title here that is also in this book. So again, linking the books together, and some crests. I thought it would be nice to kind of use this book for some short form, like commonplace entries and study entries. So it's a good place to put typed up notes and stamps and write a little bit about the stamps without feeling overwhelmed by the size of a page, basically. Which is what this book kind of intends to be, is a tiny holiday book, I think I called it in here. And things that I paste back into this book at the same time. And I have some themed pages that I've not got around to writing, but Pirate, if you recognise this character. Lino stamps, so a little bit about what I was making at the time, which I think I've got in here as well. So again, linking the books together, but it felt like a nice, perfect place to put this sticker and write a tiny entry about it. And also my journaling practice, I did some reflecting, which is something I do in this book as well. And here we go, I've got a 2 attempt list. I decided that when I was making things, I would get so caught up in the to-dos of it that if I'd tried a project and it hadn't worked and I didn't have a finished art project, I feel like I wasn't being productive enough. But I found that if you write a list of things to attempt and you tick them off, then you're not necessarily failing when you're making things that you don't turn into a final product, if that makes sense. The to attempt list adds an element of achievement even to the things that you don't finish or like the look of. And sometimes you do make things that you don't like the look of, and that doesn't mean that it's not worth celebrating the achievement of that, if that makes sense. Take the whole having a product at the end of a creative project out of it, and suddenly you're just having fun making things. So that's what to do. And I have some Royal Mail prices, the new prices, that are a little bit terrifying. And stuck a picture of Roland Hill in, who was kind of the one who came up with the reformed penny post system. I think he'd be turning in his grave to know how much a first class stamp costs these days, because the inflation doesn't match. I think in like 2000 and in the 90s, a first class stamp was like 20p. I could be wrong, but it was around 20p. And it had been 1p in like 1841. So the inflation doesn't track. For it to have changed in more than 100 years only by 19p, and then in the last 30 years by £1.50, that does not track. But hey, what do I know? And my page is about ship logs, which is this is the first page I did that I referenced the information I'd recorded in this book. And it was so nice to interact with this book in a way that I'd intended to interact with it in the intentions, but hadn't got around to yet because I hadn't needed to reference it up until that point. And I barely reference, especially memory pages, I'm usually not looking at them. But it was nice to go back through my information commonplacey reading journal page and produce a new page out of it. I think in the age when we rely so much on the internet, it's nice to turn back to a book that you've recorded information for future reference in for yourself, to then refer back to that information is quite nice. So I was writing about ship logs and been trying to make my books look more like ship logs. You can see how that goes in my May flip through. I'm currently behind in the Hobonichi cousin. I am behind on pages, but... And I have some unfinished pages in here. Ones that I've decorated and then not quite got round to. One where I had some more memes. I love this Guillermo meme from What We Do in the Shadows. And that one's important to me. And Jenna Marbles as a toothbrush saying like life is short but also like terribly and insufferably long at the same time. So yes, and a little Megan Rhiannon sticker. So those were just extras that didn't quite make it into this book, so I stuck them in here. And they've kind of made the page a bit funny because I stuck them over the page, but it's fine. We're not thinking about it. And I put something heavy on this page so that it would kind of go back to normal. But these are the kind of boxes I got with things in them, the figurines. These are the two that I have. And I intend to keep it that way for a while now, I hope. But I thought it would be nice to stick in a bit of the packaging. So this is a ship log / junk journal / tied in with this book. Everything that doesn't fit in here fits in here basically. But also I echo between the two and rework things. So just thought that was interesting to show YouTube because, oh, and I've stuck one of these guys on the back. I always forget about him and then I'm like, oh, nice. Cute. And this one I've been using a lot as I'm planning the next shop update for my shop is whenever I have an idea I list it in here. and I can show you as well. I've also used it to practice some alphabet stickers that I'm going to be making. So I drew them all out on this paper because it's dot grid, so I could stay within the scale of the letters, if that makes sense. I chose a number and stuck with it so that they'd all be the same height when I scanned them in. But yes, I'll have to re-edit them heavily, I think. I can't just scan them in and use them, but they've still been useful, and I'm glad I did it analog first before I did it digitally, because using the stub nib is the only way I can get this style of lettering anyway. But if you want to see that become a sticker sheet, let me know, because I'm trying to make it and I need someone to say yes, that's a good idea before I spend money on making it. So that's what that book is for. Proven useful. And of course the big main book. I thought I'd show you the decoration. I've had a change of scenery in here, and this is a spring cover on cover from a while ago. I think I've realised that I like using this cover in spring and autumn when I get sick of my other one. It's just gorgeous, this. Don't even know what year it was from. It was just on the Hobonichi website last year, but it wasn't released that year, so I don't know what that was all about, but I think they had some extras. But it's pretty. And inside I've just got some paper I got from Patricia. Thank you, Patricia. And a Polaroid that I've stuck some stamps to. It was like an exposed Polaroid that didn't have a picture on it, so I made use of it. And a picture of a planner stack that was taken by this Joe Journals at the March meetup. And it's just a gorgeous picture. Joe knows how to take pictures of planners, and I had to print out on the Polaroid because it's just so beautiful. And now I think of all of our notebooks, and it's just gorgeous. And a sticker that I made last month, and some of the Kita stickers. Little sticker book. I always miss these Hobonichi pockets, and then I come back to them and I'm like, yes, this is the best. Why did I leave the cover? But it doesn't close. There's your bulk check. That's what we're looking like on month 5. How are we 5 months into the year already? That's what we're looking like. I think the spine is going to give up. Can you see that? I don't know what I do wrong, but I must do something wrong because the spine's always breaking. So those are the books. I'll just leave the pile here and get started on these things. I thought I'd just show you some of my favourite little businesses that I like buying from and have arrived today, and I haven't opened them yet. And I've always wanted to do an unboxing on camera, so here you go. I've also got a little note from Bronte and some things that came in the parcel as well, but I thought I'd show you what was actually part of the order. But look, I haven't had one of these yet, and I'm so excited to stick this in my book. It's so beautiful. Little business card. Isn't that perfect, like ephemera to stick in the book? Bronte knows what she's doing. I am so excited about this. As soon as Bronte started teasing that she'd made this, I was like, oh no, I'm done for. Wrap you back up. Have to save that as well. Look at this. Don't know whether to open the whole thing for you. Oh God, it's so pretty. I love the green colour that Bronte's used. I'm gonna have to open it. Watch me fail to open it. There we go. Cool. So you can see it without the shine. So if I can unpeel it for you. The colour of this is just gorgeous. Oh, it feels nice. Ooh. I feel like if you've seen any of my journal pages, you probably know that this is one of the most me washi tapes I think I've ever found. It's so gorgeous. I love how Bronte kind of adds elements that almost look a bit textbooky, if that makes sense. It looks like the sort of graphic you'd find in a geographical textbook or like information book. I love that. I can't wait to use it, and I'll have to show you any pages I use it on. It's just so smooth. That is not what I expected the texture to be, but it's really nice. Very good quality. Well done, Bronte, for choosing your manufacturer, whoever that was. And I have some stickers. Again, these are ones that I've seen for a while but haven't ordered. And I decided it was finally time. These are from the new launch as well with the washi. Oh my god. These are washi paper. They're massive sheets of collage paper washi, if that makes sense. Like they're printed washi. It's a whole sheet, so you tear bits off and you have like an instant collage. This one's gorgeous. So pretty. I just think Bronte's got such a good eye for making collages. They're so interesting. And the little row of stickers you get along the bottom as well. It's like a row of stars. Little swirly things. Very cute. Very nice. I can't wait to use those. I'm going to have to use one soon, I think. I'm going to the Chelsea Flower Show this weekend, so I think these might have to make an appearance in those pages. And buttons. Oh my god. I can't believe I missed these the first time round. I don't know where I was for that, but the buttons are here. They're gorgeous. Such good choices. And these. Little conkers and I've seen Alex of Alex Thomas Creative use these, and I was like, I think I need to get some. They're so pretty. The freshwater fish picture cards and the keys and the paper clips. It's got a real found objects, trinkets, and the sheet's literally called What's in My Pocket, so it makes sense, but found objects, things you'd find in a magical like forest, if that makes sense. And a traveller's notebook. Any sticker of a notebook, I'm like, I'm in. I need that in my book. Very pretty. So yeah, that's what I got from Bronte's shop. I'm saving all of the packaging for my book later, obviously, because who do you take me for? And some Olive and Mabel bits as well. Let us open it. I can't believe these arrived on the same day. That's quite amazing. I think they only got shipped like yesterday or the day before. I wasn't expecting them. I forgot about some of the things in this one. Have to save that as well. Some little free gold shiny stickers. I really recommend both Dear Whoever, which is Bronte's shop, and Olive and Mabel. That's what the labels look like. So Olive and Mabel Co, Dear Whoever by Bronte. They've not paid me to say any of this. I've bought all these for my own money. I don't know if that was clear, but that's what's going on. I just thought I'd show you. But I saw this. This was the first thing I saw on the website. And it's so pretty. It's so funny as well. I love the sparkles. Nice. think it's nice to have something topical, because this was quite a trend, people drawing their own version of like the AI generative art trend of people just like making action figures from it. I'm not explaining it very well. I'm sure your For You page on Instagram is probably littered by them if you're on Instagram, but I much prefer it when I see people have made them themselves. But I thought this was such a funny take on that trend from Jenny. And I just needed it for my book to represent that period of time. Ooh, these are shinier than I thought. They're pretty. And some gold stars. I've been looking for some gold stars recently. Ooh, I'm so excited about these ones. And if you're my sister or my friend Fran, stop watching, because these are for you. But I got a little set. I'm trying to think who they were by, the artist who made them. I'll check and put it in the description. But they're holographic. Little Sylvanian Families. And I thought I'd keep the one in the middle. This one I thought of my sister for. And then this one I thought of my friend Fran for. Because they're the other two people I know that like Sylvanian Families. I feel like these capture our personalities pretty well. So I can't wait to use this little guy. Cute. Ooh, and a scrap pack. I bought, it's a little pack of things that Jenny's had as like ephemera. So it comes with a receipt and some kind of raffle and bingo card tickets. And some nice neon dots. I just thought they were cool. Very junk journal information. And then Snoopy. Woohoo! I had one sheet of these, but there were like two different sheet designs, so I got the other sheet, because I think there was danger of these never coming back to the shop when they were reinstated, and I was like, yes, I need to get a sheet of those because I'll use them. So yeah, I hope this was somewhat entertaining. I thought it's better than nothing, isn't it? This is the sort of video that I like to watch when I'm just journaling anyway, so I'm sure it will be fine by you, but I thought you might like to see the sort of things that I buy from small businesses with my own money. Usually money that I get from Etsy goes straight back into the businesses of other creators, so I thought that was a nice way to continue the circular nature of things and have some nice journaling materials that I can't wait to use. I hope you enjoyed seeing the little books, and I hope they inspired you as well to maybe start a pocket book if you haven't already. It doesn't have to be a fancy one, but I found that it's really useful. And especially if you have a shop, I feel like every shop owner that makes their own things has to have an ideas book where they write down everything. So yeah, thank you for joining me, keeping me company. Now I'll see you at some point, probably for my May flip through. Bye.